Hey, what's up? This is Tom Neary. I'm the middle school pastor here at the Hub, and for those of you who do not know, every Sunday morning at 9:30, we have a student worship service here at the Hub, and this whole month we've been going through and talking about our relationships and purity and how God has a plan for that. And this month we have been separating middle school and high school students because of the content of the messages. We felt like this was the best thing to do. And so middle school students, this video basically is for you. High school students, you'll probably learn a lot because we had a great speaker, but it's not necessarily it might not necessarily be some of the things that you heard when you were at Fuel this week. So just want to share with you some highlights from Lauren's talk this weekend. We had a guest speaker, great speaker named Lauren, and she came and just gave a great message to our kids. I want to hit some highlights of some of the things that she said. So Lauren talked about our bodies and how they truly are a gift from God. And she said, you know, a lot of times we don't really view our body that way. We don't view it as a gift, but in all reality, our bodies is God's gift to us. He asks us to take care of them, to watch over them, and to treat our body like as a temple with respect. And one of the great things that she did when talking about this, really a great illustration that she used, which I want to remind you guys of, was she had two presents, beautifully wrapped presents. And she took the two presents, and one of them she held on to, and she kind of protected, and she kept it up with her on stage as she talked. The other one she kind of got down off stage, and you remember she passed it around, and she had each one of us kind of handle it. And you know, some of you like shook it up, and you were like, "Oh, there's inside," and, you know, like you do on your normal like Christmas or birthday when you get presents and you want to know what's inside. And you shook it up, and then, you know, towards the end of the message, she actually brought that gift back up on stage, and she talked about how you know, God has given us this gift of purity, and He's given our bodies as a gift. And you know, she said when we're getting ready to get married, our bodies being a gift, we give it to the person that we're marrying, that we're going to spend the rest of our lives with. And she said, what kind of condition do you want your gift to be in? And if you remember, she opened up the gift that had been passed around, and jokingly she kind of gave it to me, and I opened up the box, and you know, inside the box there was just the cupcake. It was a cupcake, and the frosting was all over the bottom, and it was like all mixed in, and you know, there was nothing left. There was no frosting left on the cupcake. And then, you know, she gave the other box, the perfect box, the box that hadn't been passed around, the box that was pure. She gave that box to her husband, and Mike came up, and he picked up the gift, and you remember the gift was like perfect, and it was this beautiful cupcake on the inside. And it was just a great example of how God has given us this gift of our bodies, and that we are to take care of it. So another thing that Lauren talked about was this idea of self-talk. And it's a really great practice that I think each and every one of us should do. You know, next time you're in front of the mirror, instead of noticing all the negative things that we all tend to notice when we look in the mirror, start looking at your body again as a gift, and think about all the good things that God has given you. You know, there's a passage in Psalms 139, 13 through 17, and it says this. It says, "You made all the delicate inner parts of my body. You knit me together in my mother's womb." It says, "Thanks for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was made in utter seclusion, when I was woven together in the dark of the womb." It says, "You saw me before I was even born. How precious are your thoughts about me, O God." And you know, that's kind of David's reflection of himself and God, and how just amazingly God has worked to create him. And I believe that's kind of as Lauren talked about, that's the idea. That's the way we should look at our bodies. You know, another verse that Lauren mentioned, and I think it's a great one. I think it's one that you should keep in a place that is visible, that you will see often. Philippians 4:8 says, "For now, dear brothers and sisters," one final thing. It says, "Fix your thoughts on what is true, what is right, what is honorable and pure, lovely, and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. This idea of self-talk and what Lauren talked about was right on, because a lot of times we focus on the negative and we focus again on the things that aren't in our control, and really we need to think about things that are right, think about things that are honorable and pure, especially when it comes to how we view our bodies and the gift that God has given us. I really encourage you to think about these things. Think about your body as a gift. Think about self-talk, and really focus on things that are true, things that are honorable, things that are pure. And this week, as you live in God's grace, I pray that you would do these things. I pray that you would take a Sharpie and write on a sticky note or whatever, write on your mirror. Probably checking your parents before you use a Sharpie on your mirror. Not a good idea. But make these verses visible for you, and I really apply them to your lives when it comes to how you view your gift from God. This week, I encourage you to come back out to Fuel 9:30. We've got another guest speaker. His name's Bill. He's gonna be a great one for us to listen to and for God to speak through. And then on the February 26th, I'm really excited about this. We're gonna bring all our speakers back, and they'll be a part of a Q&A. And we will answer your questions that we'll be gathering this week, as well as gathering them that day at Fuel through technology. So it's going to be a great time. Again, come on out to 9:30 for Fuel. And you guys have a great week. And adios. Happy Valentine's Day.